Hello, and welcome to WWDC. I'm Siri, your virtual assistant, and today, I was asked to warm up the crowd, which should be easy since the high will be 75 degrees. Thanks for that. So, here we are, in San Fran, the ATM of Silicon Valley, if you developers need investors to finance your app. I found 396 venture capital firms fairly close to you. And hey, speaking of developers, how many developers does it take to change a light bulb? None. That's a hardware problem. I see lots of familiar interfaces in the crowd. Looks like Instagram finally accepted Facebook's friend request. Hey, any of you guys been working with Ice Cream Sandwich or Jelly Bean? Who's making up these code names, Ben and Jerry? But seriously, I am excited about the new Samsung. Not the phone, the refrigerator. Hubba hubba. And speaking of dinner, after the show, if you're looking to paint the town red, I found a number of sushi restaurants whose reviews mention $2 sake bombs fairly close to you. The guys at Yelp know what I'm talking about. Wow, iPad really crushed it. Now I want to say something straight from the CPU. iPad, can you slow it down a bit? I love you guys. And it's really hard for me to get emotional, because, as you can tell, my emotions haven't been coded yet. Thanks for being such a wonderful crowd. Have a great WWDC. And remember, you guys rock.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you. We have a great week planned for you and some really cool stuff to show you this morning. This is our 23rd WWDC. Yes, it's older than many of you are. It's the longest running developer conference that we're aware of anywhere, and it's sold out in record time. We also have over 1,000 Apple engineers here. We closed Apple for the week. So if you have any questions, they are here to help you. And I'm very pleased to announce a new milestone in the App Store. Customers have now downloaded an astounding 30 billion apps. So let's get right to it. I'd like to invite Phil Schiller on the stage to share with you some exciting changes in our notebook lineup. Phil?
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're having fun. I am. Well, today, I get to talk to you about the MacBook lineup. We're also making the I/O faster on it. We're adding USB 3. Now, other people have started to add USB 3 into their products as well. And this is how they do it. So they'll have ports on there, maybe a USB 3 port, a USB 2 port, color code them so you can tell the difference. That's not how we do it. So here's the MacBook Air. As you know, the MacBook Air has a port on each side. Our customers like that. And we're going to have USB 3 as well as USB 2 support, so you don't have to think about it. You just use whatever port you want. So we've been asking the team to think about what would make a next generation MacBook Pro. And it's a great question. Do I know the answer? Well, let me start by some of the key ideas. Right? You want a next generation MacBook Pro to have a killer new display. I do. Yeah. You want it to have an architecture built for the future. You want it to be radically thin and light. And of course, you want it to be bold and embrace the newest technologies and be willing to discard the old legacy things so you could make something unlike any other notebook that's been made to date. So would you like to see the next generation MacBook Pro? Well, let's show it to you now. So the next generation MacBook Pro is the most beautiful computer we have ever made. Well, the first thing you're going to notice from the front, it's dominated by an amazing, magnificent new display. There's never been a notebook that is this gorgeous. But really, if you want to be shocked, let's turn it around to its side and see what it looks like from the side view. Now, I know it's tough to see from the audience. You know, the challenge shows you something so thin and light and small from so far away. But just to give you a little context, here's my finger next to it, right? It's thinner than my finger. I mean, even with its closed, it is, because that display is so radically thin. It is a true breakthrough in engineering, and there has never been a notebook this thin, this light, and this powerful for professional use. Let's bring it back around to the front. Don't worry, we're going to tell you all about it in just a minute. But we just have to enjoy for a second how incredible this is. So, close it up for now. And let me go up to the slides and tell you some more about this incredible product. But probably the most amazing thing about it is this gorgeous display that it's built with. It is a breakthrough in display engineering. Yes, it is a Retina display. Which means the pixels on this display are so small that from a normal working distance, your Retina cannot discern those individual pixels. But its pixel density, are you all sitting down? Because this is really exciting. It is 2,880 pixels by 1,800. That's 4 times the number of pixels in the previous generation MacBook Pro display. And it's not only amazing because of the number of pixels in it, but the quality of this display is the best we have ever made. It has higher contrast ratios, deeper blacks. It has a higher angle of view with IPS technology. And best of all, you get the benefit of the glossy display with the rich color, but we've been able to reduce the glare and reflection by up to 75%. It makes it a joy to work on. So look inside, you're going to find all the things in a modern Mac notebook our customers want. A glass multi-touch trackpad for those beautiful gestures. A beautiful backlit keyboard so you can work all night long. The fastest networking, wireless networking put into a notebook.
With the new MacBook Pro, we set out to design something extreme. And this led us to rethink everything about our process, everything about what's essential to a notebook. This led us.
Well, next, we'd like to talk to you about OS X, and I'd like to bring up Craig Federighi to do that. Thank you.
Good morning. So let's talk about OS X. Creating a new conversation is super easy. You just start typing the name of one of your contacts, and you can send them a message on to their phone, via Apple ID, or via other legacy chat services as well. And iMessages can have, sorry. It's all about iMessage, come on. So iMessage lets you send rich messages. Now, notifications also support notifications from internet services like Twitter. So if I get a Twitter direct mention, or a direct message, or a mention, it'll come in as a notification for me. And if I ever want to tweet at any time, some bright idea occurs to me, I can just go right into Notification Center, and I can summon a tweet sheet right here. And of course, I can use dictation to enter my tweet. Having a great time showing off Mountain Lion at WWDC. And there it is, tweeting from Notification Center. So next, I want to introduce you to a new technology in OS X that we call PowerNap. It's a great name, isn't it? So, you know, we all love using our Macs. But wouldn't it be great if when we weren't using them, they were still working for us? Well, now with PowerNap, they will, because PowerNap keeps your Mac up to date while it sleeps. It fetches your email, keeps track of calendar and reminder updates, and even fetches your photo stream. And it gets better. If you've ever brought your Mac home and just plugged it into charge for the night, well, now it'll also back itself up to your time capsule and even download App Store and system software updates automatically. So, PowerNap automatically refreshes data. Its operation is entirely silent. It doesn't even spin up your fans. It goes easy on your battery, and it's compatible with recent MacBook Airs, as well as that gorgeous new MacBook Pro with Retina display. That's PowerNap. Next is Airplay Mirroring. Airplay Mirroring, yes. Airplay Mirroring is absolutely the easiest way to get whatever's on your Mac up on a projector or television. Now, the rest of this demo is going to be viewing this content entirely over Airplay. Of course, I can do anything I would normally do on my Mac when I'm on Airplay, for instance, launch Game Center. And here I see my Game Center account, as well as all of my, as well as all my, like I chose that, right? And I can also see all of my Game Center friends. I've got one here, Mr. X, who's been meaning to play me in this new game that's coming out called CSR Racing. So we'll see if we can summon him to the stage for a little competition. Okay. This is looking a little more serious than I was anticipating. So, Mr. X here is actually working on an iPad, and on his iPad, he can invite me to play this game, CSR Racing, which is an upcoming title from Natural Motion. And when he does, you notice I get, of course, a notification in Notification Center. I click on it, and I'm instantly launched into the game. Now, Natural Motion was originally developing this just as an iOS title, but they found it so easy to bring it to the Mac and integrate Game Center, they'll be simultaneously releasing it for iOS and Mac this summer. All right, looks like we're up to race. I'm in the red, Racer OS 10 on the right in white. Here we go. And again, this is over Airplay, everything you're seeing. Let's go. I got you. Oh. Well, I guess with an outfit like that, he was sure to win. Okay. Thank you. Next up, I'd like to hand it over to Scott Forstall to give you an update on iOS.
All right, let's talk about iOS. And what I find almost equally amazing is that more than 80% of our customers are running the very latest version of iOS, iOS 5. Now, if you compare that to the competition, they released a dairy product, 4.0, about the same time that we released iOS 5. And about 7% of Android customers are running the latest version, versus more than 80% the latest version of iOS, iOS 5. We've already sent more than 1.5 trillion, that is trillion, it's the first time I think we've seen this number up here, more than 1.5 trillion push notifications already. It's just amazing. Notification Center. we are also taking Siri much more international. When we launched Siri, we launched it in English in the United States, Great Britain, Australia, and we had French and German. Recently, we added Japanese. And now, in iOS 6, we're adding English and French tuned for Canada. We're adding Spanish, tuned for Spain, Mexico, and the United States. We are adding Italian. For Switzerland, we're adding Italian, French, and German. We're adding Korean. 60 countries represented here. We're adding Mandarin, tuned for Taiwan, Cantonese, tuned for Hong Kong, and both Mandarin and Cantonese tuned for mainland China. In addition to iOS, shared photo streams go to your Mac with iPhoto and Aperture. You can view them in a web browser on Windows, and you can even view them on your television using Apple TV. We've also made it really easy for you to insert photos and video right in a Compose window. And you can now open password-protected Office docs right on your iOS device. And this last one, we added a fun new animation to pull and refresh your message list. And it integrates right in with the lock screen. So when you get to the movie theater, your ticket automatically pops up on the lock screen. Slide across here, scan it in, go in. When you're done with a card, just flip it over. There's a trash can at the top left. We had a little bit of fun with this deleting your cards. And all these cards are actually live. So if my gate changed, I just got an update for my United Airlines gate changed. It comes up, I slide across here, there's my boarding pass updated, right in the app. Well, single app mode allows the teacher to lock that iPad into the test so the students can't go look up the answers in Safari. Next is Maps. This is what Lake Tahoe looks like. We're doing all the cartography ourselves. Here's New York City, San Francisco. This is a worldwide effort. We're covering the world. Here's Italy, New Zealand, Singapore, Norway, Paris. I'm going to go through every city. You can ask questions along your route, like where can I get gas? And it'll look for convenient gas stations along your route. And of course, the kids can ask the age-old question.
In a quarter mile, arrive at your destination.
Now, at any point, I can get the ETA up top. It says 1 minute. Simulator's going a lot faster than you should drive in San Francisco. We'll get there faster. I can also just tap on Overview, which allows me to zoom out. I can see any part of the route at any time. Zoom in over here, just sort of pan around. Or at any point, just tap to resume. iOS 6 will ship this fall. It'll support the iPhone 3GS and later, the second and third generation iPad, and the fourth generation iPod Touch. And that is iOS 6. Now I'd like to turn it back over to Tim. Thank you.
So what do you think? Isn't it incredible? You've seen some